Hey guys, it's Vicky, and today I'm here to share with you my BookTubeAthon 2018 wrap-up. I'm going to talk about the books that I finished during the readathon. I managed to finish 4 books and complete 4 challenges, so I would say it was pretty successful. That was kind of my goal, so I definitely met it, and I'm really excited to talk about the books that I managed to finish. So for those of you that don't know, I vlogged during the readathon, which was really fun. Also slightly challenging, but I'm really glad I did it. It was a lot of fun. And if you guys will remember, if you watched those vlogs, the first book that I finished for BookTubeAthon, I finished it on day 1, and that book was Bitch Planet Volume 1, Extraordinary Machine by Kelly Sue DeConnick and Valentine Delandro. This is a graphic novel, so it was short, quick, exactly what I needed to kick off the readathon. And this fulfilled the challenge to let a coin toss decide my first read. I flipped between this and Paper Girls Volume 1, and this one won the coin toss. So I really enjoyed this book. Sorry if you can hear background noise right now. There's like a street sweeper going through, cleaning the street, so sorry about that. But I really enjoyed this graphic novel. It deals with a group of women who are put on this planet, and this planet is a prison, basically, and it's called Bitch Planet, kind of casually called Bitch Planet. I can't remember what the actual name of the place is, but everyone just calls it Bitch Planet. And all of these non-compliant women are sent there for various reasons. And I don't want to say too much about the plot because I don't want to spoil things, but basically one of these women is approached by some higher-ups within this whole system and is asked to take part in something and to basically recruit some other women to help her with the task. And yeah, that's all I'll say about the plot. This one did end on a cliffhanger, so I've already bought the second volume and I hope to read it very soon. But basically, I really enjoyed this. I thought that it was entertaining, it was quick, it was gritty, which I enjoyed. It had a lot of interesting things to say about women in terms of the way they are seen in the world and also the way that they see themselves. It was especially interesting to see the way that the non-compliant women were viewed and viewed themselves versus the compliant women. Very interesting stuff. I especially liked, like I said in my vlog, there were these little breaks within the story that would, basically made it look like the back, like a little ad page, like you would see in an old, in a magazine or in like the back of a comic. Basically selling stuff, just like garbage crap, that is supposed to make you a better woman. For example, on this page, there's this ad right here for a Greenex, and the tag is, "Because he's sick of your shit." Or this one, "What every girl should know, your vagina is disgusting," and it's for like a product that's supposed to make your vagina smell fresh or something. Just like stuff like that. That basically pokes fun at the fact that women are constantly being told and being sold things to like fix themselves. And it definitely pokes fun at that, and I just loved that. That was definitely my favorite part of this graphic novel, and I'm really looking forward to picking up the next volume, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I completed for BookTubeAthon, I completed it on day 5? Yeah. On day 5 I completed And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. And this fulfilled the challenge to read a book and then watch the movie adaptation. I read the book and then I watched the 1945 film adaptation, which I will talk about in a second. But this was my first Agatha Christie book. I was really looking forward to it, and it did not disappoint. It was really good. The perfect book to read during a readathon because the writing was so to the point and concise, and just drew you right in with its simplicity. And it was one of those books that you could definitely like dip in and out of, and you weren't like confused as to what was going on. It didn't take a lot to settle back into the story if you had put it down for a while, which again, perfect for a readathon and perfect for like busy adults, you know, where if you just want to read something, you know, you've got 20 minutes and to read and you just want to read something and be able to dive right in. This is like the perfect kind of storytelling for that. And for those of you that don't know what this book is about, it is about this group of people who are invited to this pretty secluded island, and for various reasons they've been told they're invited to come by this mysterious person. And but they don't really know why they're there, and they don't know each other. And they quickly find out that first night getting to the island why they're there and why they were chosen to come there. And then they start getting killed off. And it becomes the whole mystery. Who is the killer? Why are they doing this? You know, and it was really great. I loved trying to figure out the mystery. I did not guess the mystery. I was totally off, which is fine. It was just a lot of fun. I really loved the writing. I definitely want to read more Agatha Christie. Like I said in my vlogs too, if any of you guys have some recommendations for more Agatha Christie books, I would love to hear them because she has so many books. Like, it's overwhelming. So yes, any suggestions would be fantastic because I definitely want to read more of these. And I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. And then I watched the movie adaptation from 1945, and I did not like that, unfortunately. I'd really wanted to watch the 3-part miniseries that had aired on the BBC, and for various reasons I couldn't get to it. So I decided to watch that movie. It was free on Amazon Prime, and I just didn't really like it. I thought because it's it's a dark story. It's dark, it's serious, and they try to put comedy into the story, probably just to lighten the mood up, I don't know. But it didn't work for me. I was not liking that. And then they changed the ending of the story, which I hated. Like, it's called "And Then There Were None." And then there were none. That means none left at the end. Let's just say they didn't do that, and it was very disappointing. So the book was great. 4 out of 5 stars. 1945 adaptation, no go. But I will probably still try to get my hands on the miniseries because that one looks like it's really good. And then on day 6 of BookTubeAthon, I completed The Gunslinger, which is the first book in the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. This was a reread for me, and I listened to this one on audio. This fulfilled the challenge to read a book while wearing the same hat the entire time. I don't have my hat with me. I forgot to grab it before I started filming, but I wore my Dark Tower baseball cap. And it was great. I mean, it was a fun challenge. It was kind of interesting. I wore it, I listened to this book and wore the hat mostly when I was putting Hunter down for either his naps or for bed at night. And he kind of would look at me kind of funny, like, why are you wearing a hat right now? But, he didn't seem to mind that much. It was good. I mean, this was like I said, a reread. The Dark Tower is one of my favorite series of all time. However, this book is not my favorite in the series. It's my least favorite in the series, and it's definitely not one of my favorite Stephen King books, but it's so necessary to the series. And I remembered that when I was listening to the audiobook this time, that there's so much in this book that is introducing you to the world of the Dark Tower and to Roland as a character, because he is a pretty complex guy, and you start to learn a lot about him in this book, and it's important stuff. And of course, in this book, you also learn all about this quest that he's going on, and it's really interesting. I tell people, like I said in my vlog, I tell people, you know what? I know you've probably heard bad things about this book, but you've got to read it to read the rest of the books, and I promise the books get better. Just way, way better. So just trust me on that. I know you got to get through this. It's a 250-page book. Once you get through this, you can go to the rest of the series, and the rest of the series is awesome. Awesome. So I gave this book 3 stars, just like I had originally rated it when I read it the first time, because, like I said, it's important to the series, but as like a standalone book, It's kind of, it has its boring parts and confusing parts. Um, and yeah, it's just a mediocre book, I guess, but it's the beginning of a really great series. So if you haven't checked out The Dark Tower, you should check it out. And yes, you just have to work your way through this mediocre book. And then I finished off BookTubeAthon on day 7 at like 9 p.m. I think it was. I finished reading Hellhound by Ken Greenhall. Wow, guys. This book took me a while to process. It's about a dog named Baxter who, well, I guess before I get into the synopsis, I should say, this fulfilled the challenge of reading a book with green on the cover. The author's name is in green, so yes. So anyways, this book is about a dog named Baxter who is not a good dog. No, he's pretty bad. And he's looking for the perfect owner. And so you're kind of on this adventure with him. And what's interesting about it is there are chapters that are told from Baxter's perspective. And then there are other chapters that are told from the humans around him. And yeah, this book was something, guys. It was a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. Like, there were a couple parts that just, oh man, like, oh, that was messed up. And the ending, oh man, the ending was messed up too. It was just overall messed up, but in a good way. Like, this book was entertaining. It was crazy. I've read a lot of like dog books because I am a dog lover. And usually the dog books are like lighthearted and kind of like emotional. Like you know, like, I mean, for me anyways, the couple that I remember reading, you end up crying, you know, because dog books just do that. This book doesn't do that. This book makes you kind of look at your own dog, like my dog, he's laying over there right now, and it's like I look at him and I'm like, what's he really thinking right now? Like, does he have evil thoughts? Does he have dreams about killing me? This book was great. I would highly recommend this to people that like an unconventional story, dog lover or not. And if you like horror stories, dark stories, quick read. It was a quick read. This was great. I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars. It's one that I might even reread someday because it was just so interesting. Because it had so much to say, not only just about, because some of the insights that Baxter as a dog had in terms of like our human behaviors, how he finds them, you know, some of those things to be so odd. And the way we relate to each other, the way that, you know, he sees us as a dog, you know, and then the other way, how human beings viewed this dog. Like, it was just very interesting, just kind of basic things about human nature and human relationships. It was great. I really enjoyed this. You should definitely pick it up if you can. Alright guys, so that is my wrap up for BookTubeAthon 2018. I'm so glad that I took part in this readathon. It was my first time doing it, and it was so fun. And like I said, I'm really proud that I finished 4 books, because typically I read like 5 to 7 books in a month. So to read 4 books, even if they were shorter, to read 4 books in a week, I thought that was great. And I'm going to pat myself on the back. I thought I did pretty good. And I really enjoyed vlogging too. It was really fun and something that I might try to do more often here on my channel. So yeah, it was a good week overall. So please let me know down below if you guys took part in BookTubeAthon. How did it go for you? What challenges did you get to? What ones did you not get to? I did not do the read a book with a beautiful spine. I obviously didn't read 7 books. And, read a book about something you want to do. I didn't get to those. But it's okay. There's always next year. Maybe next year I'll shoot for 5 books. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will talk to you very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.